The imposition of Western sanctions on Russia has spurred a series of events that have significantly reshaped the country's economic and political landscape. This saga began with the onset of sanctions in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The Western world, led by the United States, the United Kingdom, and the European Union, responded with a comprehensive package of measures aimed at pressuring Russia to withdraw. The immediate aftermath of these sanctions saw a seismic shift in Russia's economy. Nearly 1,000 Western companies either left or scaled back their operations in the country. The Russian government predicted a contraction of its economy by nearly 9%, along with an inflation rate that reached a peak of 2.22% per week in early March. To curb this inflation and stabilize the currency, the Central Bank of Russia resorted to tight capital controls and higher interest rates. In the financial sector, Western sanctions took a different form. They froze the assets of Russia's central bank and banned transactions with it. Trading of Russian government debt was restricted, and several Russian banks were subjected to full blocking sanctions, effectively barring them from dealing in US dollars. The European Union even went as far as to remove Russian banks from the SWIFT financial communications messaging system. Russia's response to these sanctions was both swift and assertive. It retaliated against unfriendly countries by demanding energy payments in rubles, banning Russian businesses and individuals from doing business with those on the sanctions list, and imposing restrictions on foreign investors and shareholders. Over 200 products were banned for export to unfriendly countries, and Russia's airspace was closed to European and US airlines. In the face of these sanctions, the Kremlin's stance remained defiant. In a statement, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov stated that the sanctions had a boomerang effect on those who imposed them, leading Russia to develop its own industry. Despite a 2.1% GDP decline in 2022, Russia is expected to grow by 2.8% by the end of 2023, according to the Kremlin. In summary, the Western sanctions imposed on Russia have led to a significant economic shift in the country, from the departure of Western businesses to the implementation of tight capital controls. In response, Russia has retaliated with its own set of sanctions and restrictions, demonstrating its determination to withstand external pressures. Despite the economic downturn, the Kremlin remains optimistic about Russia's economic growth, emphasizing the development of its own industry and infrastructure.